A few days ago on November 29, 2017, North Korea test launched their new ICBM, the Hwasong-15, which is estimated to have a range of 8,070 miles with a payload as heavy as 2,200 pounds. If the purpose of a missile program is to have a launch vehicle that can deploy a nuclear warhead anywhere around the world, last Wednesday's event may mark the end of North Korea's prolonged missile test program. In order to put things into perspective, today we prepared a top 7 list of missiles developed and launched by North Korea. Number 7. Rodong-1. Also known as the Hwasong-7 missile, Rodong-1 is a single-stage ballistic missile developed by North Korea in the mid-80s. It's one of the first missiles ever developed by North Korea, and it's reported that they reverse-engineered Soviet-made Scud missiles using blueprints obtained through Egypt. It's estimated to have a maximum range of 1,500 kilometers or 930 meters with a maximum payload of 1,000 kilograms or 2,200 pounds. Rodong-1 missile can be launched from a mobile platform and can easily hit soft targets such as civilian airports or harbors. However, due to its low accuracy, Rodong-1 is likely to be ineffective against military targets. Recently, North Korea tested 3 Rodong-1 missiles on the 5th of September 2016. North Korea is estimated to have 300 Rodong-1 missiles and 50 mobile launchers at their disposal. Number 6. Taepodong-3. Also known as Unha-3, Taepodong-3 has an estimated range of 13,000 kilometers or 8,000 miles. The distance between North Korea and Florida is 12,000 kilometers or 7,500 miles. So when North Korea successfully test-launched Taepodong-3 on February 7, 2016, it turned many heads. Officially, North Korea claimed that it launched an observation satellite into orbit using the Unha-3 launch vehicle. In other words, their claim is that Taepodong-3 does not exist, only the peaceful space launch vehicle Unha-3. However, because North Korea successfully tested their first hydrogen bomb, which is a smaller and lighter nuclear bomb, a month before the launch, everyone got the message. The message being we can deliver our nuclear payload anywhere within the US. This prompted the deployment of THAAD, a high-altitude missile defense system by the US and South Korea. Number 5. Musudan. Also known as BM-25 or Hwasong-10, Musudan is a mobile intermediate-range ballistic missile. First revealed to the International Committee during a parade on October 10, 2010, Musudan was test-launched on April 15, 2016. The initial test launch was a failure. However, North Korea seemed to have perfected the technology after a few more fails. Estimated to have a range of 3,500 kilometers or 2,200 miles, it puts the US military bases in Guam and Okinawa into its range. At 12 meters in length, Musudan is a little longer than, but most likely based on the Soviet submarine-launched missile, the R-27 Zib. Many speculate that after the fall of the Soviet Union, North Korea hired Soviet engineers to develop the missile based on the R-27. North Korea is estimated to have 50 Musudan missiles in their inventory. Number 4. Pukguksong-1. Also known as KN-11, Pukguksong-1 is North Korea's first submarine-launched ballistic missile that was successfully test-launched on August 24, 2016. With an estimated range of 1,200 kilometers or 745 miles, Pukguksong will give North Korea a second strike capability. This means that even if the combined efforts of the US and South Korea succeed in taking out all land-based nuclear capabilities of North Korea, they can still use their SLBMs to assure mutual destruction. However, because North Korea does not have any nuclear submarines that can evade detection for long periods of time, their second strike capability is limited. Even so, it's another milestone for North Korea's nuclear program. On February 11, 2017, North Korea successfully launched its land-based variant, Pukguksong-2. This test launch became famous because it occurred during a dinner party between President Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Abe Shinzo at Mar-a-Lago Resort. President Trump was then heavily criticized for turning an open ballroom with civilian guests and waiters into a situation room. Number 3. Hwasong-12. Also known as KN-17, Hwasong-12 is a mobile intermediate-range ballistic missile or IRBM that was first revealed to the world on April 14, 2017 during a parade celebrating the Day of the Sun. It has a single-stage design that gives it an estimated range of 4,500 kilometers or 2,800 miles. This puts the US territory of Guam well into its range. Hwasong-12 will replace the previously unreliable Hwasong-10. However, past attempts show Hwasong-12 to be successful only 50% of the time. So far, the first 3 attempts failed, while the latter 3 attempts succeeded. The most recent test launch was done on September 15, 2017. North Korean state media claims that the Hwasong-12 is capable of delivering a heavy nuclear warhead to its target. Number 2. Hwasong-14. Also known as KN-20, Hwasong-14 is a mobile intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM, with an estimated range of 10,400 kilometers or 6,460 miles. It was first tested on July 4, 2017. In case you haven't noticed, the North Koreans planned the test launch to coincide with the US's Independence Day holiday. On its maiden flight, Hwasong-14 flew 45 minutes, reaching an altitude of 3,700 kilometers or 2,300 miles, traveling a distance of 1,000 kilometers or 621 miles. Hwasong-14 is a two-stage liquid-fueled missile that can carry an estimated payload of 500 kilograms or 1,100 pounds. While it's estimated that Hwasong-14 can reach even New York, it will have to reduce its payload considerably. Therefore, even if North Korea were to successfully reduce their nuclear warhead, it would be impractical for them to carry out a nuclear strike against the western coast of the United States using the Hwasong-14. But everything changed when North Korea test launched Hwasong-15 last Wednesday. Number 1. Hwasong-15. A few days ago on November 29, 2017, North Korea test launched their new ICBM, the Hwasong-15. Originally believed to be an upgrade to the Hwasong-14, actual footage of the launch revealed that it has a completely new engine that is significantly larger than previous missiles. Currently being referred to as KN-22 by the US military, Hwasong-15 is estimated to have a range of 13,000 kilometers or 8,070 miles, with a payload as heavy as 1,000 kilograms or 2,200 pounds. North Korea claimed that during the test flight, the missile reached an altitude of 4,475 kilometers or 2,780 miles and traveled 950 kilometers or 590 miles during its 53-minute flight. This is the most powerful ICBM launched by the North Koreans, and it gives them the capability of launching nuclear warheads to US allies such as UK and France. In fact, Hwasong-15 can reach any spot on Earth except that of South America and some parts of Antarctica. Hwasong-15 is by far the largest missile launched by the North Koreans, and it clears any doubt about whether their launch vehicles can actually deliver nuclear warheads. It also utilizes a gimbaled system, which means that instead of having fins or thrusters to guide the rocket, the exhaust nozzle itself can move from side to side. If the goal of a nuclear missile program is to develop a vehicle that can deliver a nuclear payload anywhere around the world, North Korea may have reached that goal last Wednesday. Many experts predict follow-up test launches, which will allow them to answer this question definitively. That's all the Life Lessons for today. The recent escalation between North Korea and the rest of the world is troubling. We can only hope for a diplomatic solution, or at the very least, maintenance of the status quo. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the like button and subscribe for more Life Lessons.